He's day to day. We're going into practice right after this. I know he's starting to do a little bit more. It's probably going to be a game day decision with him just to see how he goes through the night, goes through, we're going to do a little bit more today, I'm sure, with our trainer. It's still a mid-ankle sprain, but I have not gotten clearance that he'll play tomorrow, so it's probably going to be a game day decision.
You see Prince have a big game like that, any thoughts that, man, I could use him last year? I know obviously he was hurt part of the year, but...
Right. Well, yeah, he was. I mean, we just didn't have the opportunity because he didn't get healthy until about the second week in January. So, you know, I go into Prince, I'm like, look, redshirt's always an option. I don't want you to feel like you've got to come back and play 14 games. And he, his family, and myself, after talking, just thought that's too much of a season to not get to do anything, not to redshirt. So it's worked out. He got to practice at the end of the year last year, and then he was able to have a really good summer of getting better. I'm very happy for him because he's waited a long time. He had some good minutes and good moments in his freshman year, and then he had the injury, which never is easy to deal with. And now he's really worked hard on his game. So I'm pleased that he's got off to a good start, and he's working hard, and he's seeing some of the benefits to his hard work.
We haven't asked you about Lonzo yet as far as how he's done this. The Lakers, what have been your thoughts? He's obviously been very closely tracked by many people who have scrutinized him both ways, good and bad. What have you thought?
Yeah, I saw Steph Curry, I saw he made a comment, please, I hope you're not evaluating me after my first 20 games. I go back and look at my first 20 games, I hardly played in my first 20 games. So that's a hard area to evaluate a rookie in 20 games. One, every team's different. You're learning different situation with different teammates, learning to play with different teammates. You have a really shortened preseason in that you're only playing 4 exhibition games and only 2 weeks of practice. Where back in the day you had a month of practice and you're playing 8 to 10 exhibition games. So that's going to take some time, both for Alonzo and for teammates. But I was able to. I was actually at the game last night with the Clippers, and the thing that I am very impressed with him is I think defensively he's really working at it, and defensively he's growing in that area. And that's for a rookie. I think that's the hardest thing coming into the NBA is to learn what you have to do defensively, and I was very impressed with that. I just think he's got to get the ball. When he's got the ball, he makes people around him better, and I think the more trust there can be in Lonzo being the guy that facilitates the offense, because right now what's being critiqued is his jump shooting. That's not who he is. He's not a shooting guard. He's not an off guard. He'll make shots when he's starting to make you make shots. That's how Lonzo makes shots. Lonzo will make shots when everybody else understands his role is to help you make a shot. That's just how he works. That's why he's dialed in as he's an unselfish, I want you to look good first, and then my stuff will happen. But I think that's what hadn't taken place yet is all that trust of give me the ball. He really is. In my 27 years of coaching, I've never seen anybody at the collegiate level, and I think it will transpond to the professional level as well. Anybody move the ball north-south any faster and more efficiently by the dribble and by the pass than Lonzo. And when that trust happens and he's allowed to do those things, I think you'll see teammates' game go up. You'll see passing, the joy of passing will go up in that organization. And when that happens, he's going to get easier shots, and he'll make those shots.
You said you don't think this team is as equipped to play as fast as last year's team. Why is that?
Well, we got 5 guys that didn't play last year. Last year we only had 3 freshmen. This year we started the season with 6 freshmen. So, we got a lot more young guys. We got 2 guys that sit out. Alex Olszynski and Prince sat out last year. Last year's vets, Bryce and Isaac, and Tom was a vet who's now a senior. Aaron had had 2 years under his belt. We just had a lot more vets and a lot less young guys. Now we got a few vets and a lot more young guys. So if you play at the pace that we're playing, which again I love the pace, but I think like the last game, Irvine, we had 7 turnovers. That's encouraging. That's growth because we just beat a Wisconsin team with like 16, 17, 18 turnovers, which that doesn't happen very often to be a Wisconsin team turning over that many times. So we've got to get those turnovers to where it's 11, 12 consistently. And if we can do that, then the speed will take care of itself. But I still think we're a little bit sped up, we're a little bit of a hurry offensively, and then that affects our defense. There's got to be a good balance, and I thought Irvine was the first game that we really had better balance to our offense and defense. We didn't shoot the ball well, we didn't shoot the free throw well, and we didn't make as many shots as we normally make. But I like the pace, both offensively and defensively in that game, a little bit better than some of the others. 75, above 75. I'm a free throw guy, so I actually say 80, which is probably unheard of. But I think a good number, you definitely have to be in the 70s, but you're a really good free throw shooting team if you're at 75. And we're climbing because we were really bad, now we're just bad at the foul line. But I've told the guys, and I've told the young guys, it's more, we've worked on some fundamental stuff. We've worked on changing some guys and just making sure there's balance and there's I'm a big alignment guy. I think how you get aligned on the free throw line is huge. So having your lower body and upper body in line, how you hold the ball, how you put your feet on the floor. Prince 2 weeks ago had his left foot in front of his right. That can't happen. You're not going to make free throws. And he's gone from 30% to 58% in 2 games. So you're seeing improvement there. So just tweaking some of the things with our guys, and then it's on the player, because then, as you know, shooting can become a mental thing. And so now it's a mindset of, and that's what we have to do as a team. We got to grow with our toughness, and we've got to be able to make foul shots that we're making in practice. Now those have got to be translated into gameplay where people are in the stands and they're keeping score, and there's pressure of that. You've got to have the toughness to be able to go up and make shots. I will say this, the good thing about this team, young in the season, we're getting to the line. Got to the line against Irvine, I think, around 40 times. That's huge. If we have a goal of getting there 30 plus, with our offense, we'd like to put enough pressure on you where we're getting there 30 plus. Now we're getting there, now we just got to take advantage of that.
Knowing that so many of the guys are freshmen, does that give you hope that there could be growth as far as making those free throws?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you look at all of them, I think we've got Chris Wilkes in the 56, 57 range. We got Chris Smith in that same range. I think Jalen might be in the upper 60s, if not low 70s. Prince is still in the 50s, who didn't play last year. And there's no reason why all four of those guys aren't above 75. There's no reason at all. So there's opportunity there for tremendous growth. And those are four guys who are going to get fouled because of how they attack offensively. And that's the mindset. You know, Chris told me I wasn't even trying to get fouled. And I'm like, no, that's not the mindset. The mindset is you got to get fouled. You got to work to where you are wanting to get fouled and get to the free throw line. And so it's all about a learning process, but the free throw line can be a tremendous weapon, both as an individual and even more importantly as a team, of how you go about setting your offense up. Like last year's team, it's hard to compare last year's team because we were such a good shooting team. The ball would move, again, kind of like the Warriors at the ultimate level. It's not about them getting the free throw line as much as it is can they get open shots, because they can really shoot it. And we were kind of like that at the collegiate level last year. This year's team is, we drive it harder, we got more length. I think we're trying to finish at the rim more than last year's team, so the opportunity to be fouled on this year's team, I think, is much better aligned than what it was last year. Because if there was a negative in our offense last year, we needed the free throw line enough. But it's catch-22, we're making a lot of threes instead of getting the free throw line.
Steve, how are the spirits of the three freshmen right now that are suspended?
They've been good, whether it's been myself or the assistants, we're just touching base with them. Really their focal point has been on academics, because they missed a lot of class. Our whole team missed a lot of class, and then they missed it probably another 3 or 4 days. So it's just getting caught up academically. That's been their biggest, most important thing. They're not in team functions, they're not in practice, they're doing things on their own. They're obviously allowed to use facilities and those type of things, but we're just letting them get their feet back on the ground and get caught up academically. As things kind of go through the process, that's the most important thing.